Hello my lovely Flosstube friends. Well, it's not been that long since I last saw you, is it? So last time I spoke to you was the 2nd of June. The fact that it's not the end of July, I think it's a win-win situation. I've actually managed to get a video up within the next month. So, hello everyone. I hope you're all well. I hope you've all been having a fabulous time. I have tried to look at YouTube a few times and check on Flosstube. I've seen a few videos, but I'm terrible. I am terrible. So okay, down to business. This video is going to be a bit of everything, but the very first thing that I wanted to say was my huge condolences to the family of Beverly and the loss to this community. So for those of you, well, most of you that do Flosstube will already know who we're talking about. There was a message that was posted on one of the Facebook groups from her husband saying that unfortunately she'd passed away. That touched my heart. I actually shed a few tears. I said I wasn't going to do this. Okay, so Beverly. Oh, she has been with me since day one. My very first Flosstube video she commented on, and she has commented on every single one ever since. And when she hasn't commented on one and I've been sort of missing in action, she was the one that was always messaging me saying, I hope you're okay, is everything okay? I haven't seen any videos from you, really missing you. Do you know what? This community, you don't need to know the person. You don't need to have met someone or gone onto a chat group with that person, because you feel the love through the comments, you feel the love through them. Everything that they say, when they check in on you to make sure that you're okay. Yeah, she was a wonderful lady, and I've seen a few videos where other people have commented about her passing, and everyone has pretty much said the same thing. It's a loss. It's a loss to the community. She was an adorable lady. You didn't need to meet her to know that. So my condolences to her family. When I saw the message, knowing that I was behind on all of my Flosstube stuff, the first thing I done was went in on my my last video, because obviously sometimes I'm a little behind when it comes to the responding to the comments. And she left me a comment and I hadn't got back to her. So her comment was, "Hi sweetie, it's always a blessing to see you. Thanks for sharing. You are just so precious, my friend." Now, what do you do when you know you haven't responded to her? So I responded. And I wanted to share with you my response to her, if I can hold it together long enough. Okay, so I said, "I will miss you, sweetie. You have always been a huge part of my Flosstube, encouraged and supported me from day one. So one last time from me to you, rest in peace, my very lovely and special Flosstube friend. I would not be the same without you." Hold that thought. Okay, I've got it back together again now. Whew. So yeah, huge loss for everyone. I promised that I wouldn't get upset, but I think it's hard not to, and I think there's nothing wrong with showing a bit of emotion, not for a fellow Flosstuber who has supported you and encouraged you and always been there for you. You'll remember, for those that have watched my Flosstube from day one, it was actually Beverly that took the Alexander Adelaide fabric that I didn't like. It was her that I gave it to. I just shipped it out to her. She said she wanted it, and I was like, she went, "How much do you want for it?" And I was like, "I don't want anything for it, you can just have it." So I shipped it to her. Such a lovely lady, such a loss to the community, but it just goes to show you that all these lovely people that comment on Flosstube, comment on Facebook pages, on the community in general, there's an abundance of love, encouragement and support for everybody. And it's touching. It really is truly touching to know that you, for all the people that leave comments, this is the reason why, where I can, I try my very utmost to respond individually to every single one. Because there's always a different response to everything. You know, you can't just go, thanks very much, thanks very much, thanks very much. And this is the reason why, because Beverly was with me from day one, you know, and I've been doing Flosstube for a while now. And then to lose that, you know, to lose one of the people that's been with you from day one just goes to show the support in the community. It's a huge loss. Huge loss. But right, okay. Back to all you lovely Flosstubers that are still there watching me after my little blubber moment. Let's get down to some business, shall we? Okay, so I have my trusty Roses book. What to tell you? There's been a few things that have gone on. There's some bits to talk about. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do, for those that are more into the whips and stuff, I think I'll do the whips first. Then we'll talk about a lovely little excursion that I took. I went to visit a fellow stitching retreat friend, of which we had some serious fun sorting out her stash. So that's to come. There is actually, I think, either a video or some pictures of how much stuff. Then we've got an FFO. We've got some gifts, and then we've got some thoughts. And then right at the very end, for those of you that have been commenting so much about my very little English garden, there is a bit of garden that I thought I'd share. Do you know what? It's probably the worst day that I could have showed you my garden. I haven't done any gardening for over a week because the weather's not been conducive to it. Everything's sopping wet out there. There's weeds popping up everywhere, but I thought, do you know what? If I don't do it now, by August some of the blooms might be gone. Although some of the early summer ones had already gone. So I thought I'd share the garden once now and maybe do it again in August. Because there has been so many people that have asked to see my garden. I'm not sure what you're expecting. It's not a big garden. It used to be, till I built my mum's house at the end of my plot. But no, it's not an overly big garden. But it's got some stuff in it. So I will share that at the end for those that were interested in gardening. For those that are not, that's fine. So, where to start? Shall we start with the whips? So for those that are just into the whips, let's do the whips. So, I would say I haven't stitched a lot because the weather and there's lots going on. But when I've actually pulled it out, it doesn't look quite so bad. So where I can, obviously I'm going to show you pictures of the last time that you've seen everything. So, first one is my Twisted Band Sampler, cross-stitch only version by Northern Expression Needleworks. Here's a picture, but it's not in the right colours, okay? But this is what it looks like. And this has been one of those projects that I've been working on like forever. And I thought, you know what, I really do need to sort of try and spend some time on this. So this is the project that I work on when I'm working from home and I'm sitting in my office and I'm on a conference call or I'm on lunch. This is the project that I'll use and go to because it's on a little Q-snap frame. And when I say it's a little, it's diddy one. So I stick it on there and just tinker in little corners of it. So you'll probably be seeing a picture of where you last saw it, if I can find one. And this is where we're up to now. So I can't remember where I got to last time on it, but I think I was at a page finish. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I can, I think, where is it? I think I must have been about up to here on this side. So I've done all of this here. But yeah, so it's coming along nicely. And that is where we were at on that one. So slow and steady wins the race. I'm in no rush. My mum really likes this one. So I'm debating whether I should keep it for me or whether I should let my mummy have it when it's done. But we will see. We will see. So yes, bit of progress on that one because that one's been sort of missing in action for a while. So we've done a little bit on there. You'll remember from my last video, I did say that I was trying to plough on with grace faces. And to be honest, up until earlier this week, it's now Sunday the 23rd of July. Up until earlier on this week, I did just solely have grace faces on my frame because I really did want to at least try and get to her face. But I'm sorry, I succumb. I just had to take her off in the end because it was painstakingly slow. There's so much confetti on this piece. It just feels like it goes on and on and on. And you can sit there and stitch for like 2 or 3 hours in the evening and you don't even feel like you've made a dent on it. It's that bad. So QS Grace Faces 2, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what she will look like, I hope, when she's finished. And about now you should be seeing the last time you saw her. And this is where we are at. And would you believe it, I'm still not at her face. It's so hard. But we have got some progress on it. So here we are. And this is where we've got to. So you'll remember from last time, or you would have noticed from last time, that I hadn't done this section down here. And now I have. So, but it's just so much chopping and changing of colours. But my plan is obviously to get this side down, and her head is somewhere around here. So we're so close yet so far. But I needed to clear all of this and get rid of this bit, which is, I'll show you the picture. That's how close we are. We are so close to face, but I just had to put it away. I couldn't help myself. There was just no way that I could carry on. So yeah, so close. But good amount of progress, considering that I've not really been doing that much stitching because it's been too warm, too hot and too sunny. But I have actually made a bit of a dent on it. So I'm rather hoping that the next time it comes out for a spell, I would like to think that I can get at least a bit of face, or to the face, if nothing else. So that is Grace Faces. And then, because obviously I really needed to chop out and I was undecided, I really wanted to pick up my chatelaine. Really wanted to. And I thought, do you know what? No, Teresa. Because you had your chatelaine out before you got Grace Faces out. And I thought, if I don't pick up something else, nothing else is going to get done. And I'm starting to get, you know, that you get that feeling that you're like, oh, I just want to get closer to, you know, getting some serious progress going. So, with a little help from my friend Donna Murray, and I'm like, what do I do now? What should I do? I really need to take Grace Faces off. What do you think I should do? We came to alternative reality because it's been neglected. And I love this piece. Again, Heaven and Earth Designs. So the last time you saw this, you should be seeing it about now. I need to try and get this off its frame. This is currently on the frame as we speak. Let's take this off. So this is the one that I've been working on. It's still on the frame, so I'm just taking it off. So this is where we're at now. So we're starting to get a bit of building action in. So this bit here, so this is the bit basically that I've got to, which is not to be sniffed at. It's less than a week's worth of work there. So yeah, so we're over in this, stick that there. We are basically here, is what you're looking at. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Oh, I still love this piece, but then, I don't know, I sort of love everything, don't I? You know what it's like, you've got certain projects, it's like, yeah, I really love this one, you get other projects, but I've actually got to the point where I'm like, I actually like it all. Which makes it really difficult then to decide on what to pick up next. So that's it for the whips. That was short and sweet, wasn't it? So that's the whips done. You remember I was working on my mum's surprise birthday piece. I'm pleased to say that by the skin of my teeth I managed to complete it, but the problem was I didn't have enough time to take it to a framer's, because then it would have been late. So me and my husband decided we'd try and frame it ourselves, which is what we did. So I haven't got the piece here because obviously it's with my mum, but I do have pictures, so I'm inserting pictures for you now so that you can see the finished product. However, that being said, when I popped down to my mum's about a week, 10 days later, on one of my little trips down to the end of the garden to see my mum, I looked up and the picture was gone. So I'm like, where's it gone? So she went, it fell off the wall. So I said, what do you mean it fell off the wall? Well, you know when you put the back of the frame on and you put the cardboard back in, and then because obviously it's so thick you can't put it in behind the little clips, we put special boxing tape around the edges, a bit like what the framers do. So we put the special boxing tape around the outsides. For some reason or another, the glue came away from the frame and it fell off the wall. Just missed the dog and smashed on the floor. So apparently the fabric's fine, but the glazing got smashed. So I have said to my mum, I said, right, I said, the next time I go to the framers, give me the piece, I'll take it to the framers and let the framers do it properly so that it doesn't fall off the wall and smash, damage anyone or the dog. Frighten the life out of her, love her. But yeah, I think she liked it, she was impressed with it. But it was one of those ones where it was like, oh my God, I'm not going to get it finished, I'm not going to get it done. But I did get it done in the end. So, but like I said to you, I'm still undecided whether I'm going to give my mum the twisted band sampler. Or whether I'll keep it. I think my mum has always sort of shown an interest in that one, so maybe that might be one that I'll give to my mum. What else to tell you? So that's whips, that's the FFOs. Okay, gifts, people. Yeah. Okay, so one of my gifts was actually part of last month. Is it last month? Yes, last month. I made arrangements to go and see my very lovely friend Mary Perkins over near Bristol Way, to go visit her for the day and to sort of look, do stitching. In fact, no, I didn't. I stayed overnight and I came home the following day. So the idea was that it was going to be a day trip, and then she turned around and she went, bring an overnight bag and stay over. So I was like, well, I don't want to impose on you and your family. And she was like, no, it's fine. So I ended up going for an overnight trip. But one of the reasons that I went was obviously to go and see her and to do a spot of stitching, but more so to help her with her stash, because she had this amazing amount of stash. And I think she got a bit overwhelmed with it and didn't really know what to do, what to keep, and she needed to be ruthless. And if you're anything like most people, if you've got it yourself, you become sort of like, oh, I don't know whether to get rid of that, or So sometimes it helps to have someone else there for you to become really ruthless, because they're like, no, just no, it goes, doesn't stay, you're not going to use it, get rid of it. So that was the purpose of my visit, or one of the biggest reasons for my visit. Well, whilst I was there, the lovely, also stitchy friend, Jo Bird, she's from one of the stitching retreats that I go to. She sent a lovely, lovely gift to Mary's house for me. So she got me, which I was completely unexpected. She's so lovely. So lovely. So she got me this lovely little box. And now I saw her with these. She had one of these when we went to the stitching retreat. And it's this really cute little handy box for like your bits and bobs. But she's also done a little cross stitch and put it into the top of it. Saying just for you, with hearts and, sorry about the glare, hearts and a birdie. But it's such a cute little box. So when you open it, she says, if I can open it, hold on. Oh, there you go. So when you open it, it lifts up and it has like a little tray that you can put bits and pieces on. So obviously I've already filled it up with all my goodies, you know, my thread heaven, my laying tool, and squizzers, needles, and my threader. So yeah, beautiful, and I loved it, you know, and it's like, oh, that's so sweet. And when I saw hers, I was like, oh, that's a good idea, I need to get something like that, because I like little boxes and stuff to keep all my bits and pieces in. So this is the one that sits in the living room with me, next to my stand, because it's, you know, it's nice and well kept. But along with that, this is where it could get quite funny. Along with that, she got me some Just So Heavenly needle minders. So one says OCD, Obsessive Cross Stitch Disorder. Oh, it's such a bad glare from outside. There you go. Now, the next one. The next one, I'm not even going to tell you what I think it looks like. But you're all going to know what I mean when you look at that. That looks rather rude. When I first saw it, I did have to laugh, because I'm like, okay then. Now, it's supposed to be a lipstick. I mean, I love it because it's got lots of glitter, and obviously we do love a bit of bling, but it just looks a bit rude with this bit on the top. Unless, of course, it's just my utter filthy minds. But on first glance, when I looked at that, between me and Mary, we fell about laughing. So it wasn't just me that was having rude thoughts about it. It was Mary as well. And then when I messaged Jo, she actually thought it looked like one of those toys as well. I'm not even going to say the word because it's embarrassing. But yes, but Jo, thank you ever so much. Only you could possibly find me something that looks like that. But it's fabulous, and it's very well received and muchly appreciated, my love. She's also a flower lady. She loves her flowers, so we have a little bit of messenger banter about our blooms as well. So I hope you're well, Jo, and thank you so much for my lovely gifts. Next up, so I've done the FFO, I've done the whips, I've done the lovely gift from Jo Bird. So the next lovely gift came from, so you'll remember way back, I worked on a project called Stormy, Heaven and Earth Designs, which was the owl. And I was doing it for the first time in 10 stitch. And I kept saying on my Flosstube, I wasn't really 100% sure, because I thought you lost some of the detail because I'd done it in 10 stitch. And I got so disheartened by it. In fact, I've got a picture of what it looks like. Hold on. Do you know what? Sometimes I do wonder. There he is. So that was what he looked like. Ugh. That's Stormy. Oh God, the glare, people, the glare. It's too sunny. That was what he looked like. And in the end I decided I'm not doing him because he didn't have enough of the detail for me to just accept the way he was turning out. So I put him away in a drawer. Well, the lovely Orietta from Flosstube goes to the Stitchy retreat. She saw him. She knew I was doing him and she knew that I wasn't doing him anymore and that he was going to go in the bin. Well, she contacted me and said, I don't suppose you still got him. So I was like, yes, actually I have. So she was like, was there any chance I can take him off you and sort of finish him? So I was like, well, if you're sure you want to. I'm not sure you're going to want to. And she's like, no, I definitely want to. So she said, well, you know, how much do you... And I was like, I don't want anything for him. You know, he was going in the bin as far as I was concerned. I said, you can just have him. So the agreement was at the next stitching retreat that I will take him along and give him to her. And obviously she'll buy the chart. And I've got a copy. I've still got the copy of where I got to on the chart. So I can sort of show her which bits I've done so that she can just mark off on her chart. And then she can just carry him on. Well, when it was agreed that was what was going to happen and we're off to the Stitchy retreat in September, the next thing I know, I get gifted. There's like a Heaven and Earth Design notification in my email box saying that someone had gifted me a chart. And it was the lovely Orietta, because I'm giving her the Stormy, she picked one off of my wish list, which of course is a Josephine wall, but it is beautiful. So this is what she gifted me from Heaven and Earth, and it's called Honeysuckle by Josephine Wall. And here it is. So this chart is what she got me, and I love that. But of course I would, because it's got flowers in it. So yes, so I have another Heaven and Earth design that I need to do. So it's whether I turn this into a new start or not. I'm not sure yet. But yes, so another lovely gift. So Orietta, thank you ever so much. But you really... Damn camera. Sometimes it does make me wonder. I don't know. I can't even fix it. I can't even work out why it does that. It just switches off for no apparent reason. As I was saying, sorry. Orietta, thank you so much. Muchly appreciated, but you really didn't need to. Stormy was going in the bin. You didn't need to gift anything to me for giving him away, as I had no intentions of keeping him. But it is very, very well received and much appreciated. So thank you so much. What else? Right. Now you all know I'm not really a stash girl. I don't do stash. I don't just buy for the sake of buying. And especially with things like charts, because I don't believe in having stuff that I really don't think I'm ever going to, in my lifetime, ever be able to stitch, because I've got too much stuff. And that's not to say that I've got any problem with anyone else doing it, it just, I would become overwhelmed by that. I'm overwhelmed by the whips that I've got on the go now. So having any more charts where it's like, well, you know, I'll start that and I'll start that and I'll start that, I would be going out of my mind. But that being said, there is one chart. Now, if anyone can highlight to me, there was a lady on one of the Facebook groups that posted a finish of this, which is actually what's inspired me to consider doing it. And I would love to give her the... what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know what? Do you ever get the feeling that you're premenopausal? Because my brain is like mush these days. Can't remember the smallest of things. Or words. But I know what I mean. And you know what I mean. Basically, I want to put a name to it to say that she was the one that inspired me and you should all go look at it. Oh no, my brain's dead. Maybe I need another coffee. No, can't remember. But anyway, you know what I mean. So anyone that knows who I'm talking about would have seen it on one of the Facebook pages where she showed her finished piece of this design. So it is the Mirabilia. Yes, I know. Mirabilia, me. Andromeda. I love this one. Don't know why. Can't tell you why. But this, oh God, glare. Really? This is what it looks like. Where she's just sitting on a rock. Do you know what? Sometimes there's something to be said for having a ceiling windows. There we go. That is what she looks like. And I really like that one. But the fact that I've seen it by this lady, which I'm hoping someone... Yeah, because I'd like to give her the recognition. That's the word I was looking for. I'd like to give her the recognition for inspiring me to consider another Mirabilia after the Roses project sagas. And I said I wasn't sure I'd do another one. I might have been converted. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Do you reckon I should go for it? I really like it. But had I not seen it by that particular lady and her finish, I wouldn't have even crossed my mind to go Googling and go looking. So yeah, thank you for inspiring me. It looked amazing, so much so that now I want to do it. So yeah, I was easily strayed. What else to tell you? I think that's it. Oh no. The lovely Mary Perkins visit. So I went to Mary's last month, or end of last month in June. We had an absolute blast. She's got a wonderful dog, Logan. We took him for a walk. He's adorable. He's a big dog. Sat on my lap. And we did a small amount of stitching. Part of the stitching was that I did... what did I do? I took some bits with me, but when I got there, she actually asked me to stitch an elephant for Emma, which is another Flosstuber. I think she's on Flosstube still. Well, she's definitely at the retreat, so hi Emma. And I was asked to consider doing or starting at least one of these little elephants on a little sale that they've got going round. So I did stitch some of the elephant. I couldn't complete it, we just didn't have enough time, but I did start the elephant, and I believe that Mary said that she was going to finish the elephant for me. So Mary, thank you so much for finishing the elephant, if you did. Fabulous time. I miss my friends. You know, you go to these retreats, you make really good friends, but then you barely get to see each other. So it was really, really lovely to actually go and spend a day or so with a friend from a retreat that you're friends with. It was lovely to meet her family. You know, we had a lovely dinner at the end of the day. We went out walking with the dog along the river, which was fabulous. And then we looked at her stash. Now, it's only at times like this that it makes me realise that I really don't have any stash. Not really. You know, I've got a few bits and pieces in my study, and I've got a drawer full of DMC, and I've got a selection of fabrics. But that's only because I'm on a Fabric of the Month club with Chromatic Alchemy. But yeah, no, when I saw Mary's stash, I was like, wow. Like, wow. So we went through it all. So we decided what she was going to chuck away, or what she was going to sell on Stash Unload. Mary, I'd like to think that some of that might actually be on Stash Unload, or have you just left the boxes that we boxed up and you've left them? Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that next time. Hello people. You're never going to guess where I am. I'm with... Hello everybody!
Oh, and Logie.
Oh, and Logie. Oh, yeah. Although he obviously thinks we're outside. Now, I need to tell you, I'm here to go through stash. So I'm getting a grand tour of her stash, which I can't wait for. Watch this space.
All messing itself up together.
There is lots of stuff in this drawer. Look at the stuff in the drawer. This is just stuff.
So yeah, we had a blast. I mean, I think she was even blown away by how much stuff she had, but it was in all these different places. So then all of a sudden she's going, right, that's all the fabrics, we're done, all the fabrics are there. And then all of a sudden we'd open a drawer and there's like, you know, 10 more fabrics, and I'm like, that's all the fabrics, is it? So that it was just hilarious. It was really so funny. Well, eventually we sort of decided what whips she was going to just not do, throw away, what ones she's never going to do, and they're never going to be finished, so they're a UFO, which she hasn't really got any UFOs. She loves everything that she started, but she just had a lot of stuff. But then when we actually got to the crux of it, I sort of said to her, right, I said, now you need whip boxes. I said, so you get all your whips. I said, you put whips that you're currently working on, whips that you've started and you're going to finish, but you know, some are going to be ones that you start now, and then there's the kitted up stuff. So stuff that you've kitted up but you haven't started it, that goes in a separate box, because as and when you decide, I want a new start, I'm bored of what I'm stitching, I said, you won't need to go on a rummaging mission, I said, and start buying new charts. I said, because you know you've got a box of stuff that you know you love, that you know you're going to want to start, go rummage through that instead of go buy more stuff. So we ended up with a kitted projects for future so that she won't go spending, and then we've got a whips that are like the active whips, ones that she's working on day to day now, and then we've got a whip box of stuff that she started that, you know, she gets to them when she gets to them, when she fancies them. Would you believe it? I mean, I nearly fell off my seat. She has got 46 whips. 46! Man, and I'm having kittens over my 4. You know, I've got a chatelaine, Grace Faces, Twisted Band Sampler, Alternative Reality. That's it, isn't it? Alternative Reality, Grace Faces, Twisted Band Sampler, chatelaine. I've got 4. 4! And she's got 46! 46! Oh, it's making me flush just thinking about it. I was just like, wow, how can you ever say that you haven't got anything to stitch? Or that you're bored? Or you need a new chart? You can't possibly need a new chart when you've got 46 whips. Mary, stick to the regime, darling. Work on your whips. And you've got a box of stuff, a box of kitted stuff that you haven't started, that is there to be started. Unbelievable. But we had an absolute blast. We organised out, and I don't know if I've got video footage or I'll put it in here. So it may just be a picture of the boxes that we sorted out. But wow. Wow, Mary, wow. But we had a blast. It was fabulous. I just wish that we could get together more frequently. It's so nice to spend a bit of quality time with some really good friends instead of just acquaintances and people that you work with. So yeah, absolute blast. Had a lovely time, and no doubt we'll be doing it again very soon. I'm sorry about the noise in the background. I think the neighbours are out there doing their gardening and stuff, so it's stopped raining, so I think they're getting out there doing their bit. I think that's it, people. It is it. But yeah, hopefully I'll talk to you either the beginning or the end of August. So have a lovely time all. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for new subscribers. And I'll see you all again soon. So bye bye for now.